Good afternoon and welcome to part 2 of our 3-part HasOffers Basic series. Today we're going to be talking about reports and troubleshooting within the HasOffers system. And we'll finish with a good overview on how to take care of discrepancies, work with your advertisers and affiliates to troubleshoot reporting problems and those discrepancies. If you have multiple screens, I do encourage you to follow along because I will be going through the HasOffers reports on my test network as well as a PowerPoint presentation. If you don't have multiple screens, don't worry. I should be able to show you exactly where I'm going, and I'll try to be a little bit slow so you can follow along. For now, I have you muted, and if you have questions, please feel free to use the chat function or the questions function within the webinar tool. And if you have comments about the material or presentation once the webinar is finished, I definitely encourage you to fill out our post-webinar form so we can continue to improve our training. Just so you know, my name is Jeff Olliver. I have been with HasOffers for a little over 4 years now, and I started in the HasOffers product support group, and now I'm the lead support engineer. With that, we'll go ahead and get started. So when I talk about reports, what I'm talking about is your data. We provide several reports and methods to view your data. We break those down by different entities such as offers, affiliates, advertisers, just so you have a quick view to the data you want and the filters you want. We do use real-time reporting, meaning that any click or conversion that comes into your network should be reported within the first 60 to 120 seconds. That includes conversions. Now, if advertisers are delaying conversion fires, we can't combat against that. It's up to the advertiser to fire that conversion to your system. So there may be a delay in that case, but that would be on the advertiser end and not be reflective of real-time reporting. What we capture are impressions, clicks, conversions, and more. And by more, I mean affiliate sub-IDs, advertiser sub-IDs, device identifiers if you're an enterprise customer and using our mobile parameters and the mobile conversion report, along with source information, IPs, transaction IDs, etc. A couple things to know about our reports. The statistics that come in are based on the network time zone. So if you're the administrator of your network, you set up your network time zone when you first started setting up your actual network. The network time zone determines when the clicks and conversions are reported on your reports. However, users have the ability to change the time zone on their reports and set it to whatever time zone that they're in or offset they choose. This doesn't affect the network time zone when they change that. And it's important to note that once the time zone is changed, it sticks for all future reports. So if your network time zone is Eastern time and you change your reports as a user to Pacific time, when you run that report again, it's going to be in Pacific time. If you run a different report, it's going to be in Pacific time. Once you change it back to Eastern time, all reports will change again, or whatever time zone that you wish. So just know that if you change the time zone on your reports, it will stick and remain until you change it again. We also use a caching system, which means that if you're running your reports over and over again, you may not see results update. In that case, what you would want to do is choose a different filter, such as an affiliate ID, affiliate sub-ID, something like that, and then run your report again. That'll break the cache and create a brand new report and should present you updated data. So we're going to start by taking a look at the Snapshot page, and this is the page that you land on when you first log into your HasOffers network. This is going to display a quick view of the last 7 days with different graphs. There are limited filter options, so it's not a true report. It's just meant to be an overview of a certain period of time. So let's take a look at that Snapshot page now. And as you can see, our network statistics section is in the middle on the right-hand side. And it defaults to viewing by today, but we can switch that. and look at yesterday, the last 7 days, months, 6 months, or all time. Notice if I do switch the graph, it automatically adjusts. There's no action item to click run, and it'll adjust your statistics based off of the time period that you're looking at. Now below this graph, we've got some network totals that do come in handy. We show your active affiliates and advertisers, as well as your active offers, your clicks for the month, your revenue for the month, and your cost, which is what you're paying out to your affiliates. We then go further and show you your year-to-date clicks, your revenue year-to-date, and your payout year-to-date. So again, for administrators, this is a nice little snapshot view of your network totals, what your network has been doing the past 7 days, yesterday, etc. Now within this snapshot page, we also have some other sections. These are more administrative sections so that you can run your network efficiently and see your approve, deny tasks, whether you need to approve, deny pending affiliates, advertisers, or offers. You can view your top offers for the day, or yesterday, or the last 7 days. So the offers that are bringing you in the most revenue. And you can also view your top affiliates. So again, this is a nice little snapshot view of your top performance, your performance for the last set time period, as long as your network totals. As we go down, we've got our featured offers. You can select offers to feature, and these will be shown in the affiliate publisher interface so that they know that they want to grab that offer and try to promote it. So next we're going to take a look at the daily report, and we're going to access this by going to Reports and then Daily Report. Now once this loads up, the options do collapse, so I like to expand them right away so I can tell what options I have to include in my reporting. If you notice, the data is a little bit limited compared to the conversion report because we're not actually pulling in conversion data. We're just showing a daily overview of the clicks that you have, impressions, and conversions. Now you can add different fields such as the advertiser that is promoting the offers, the affiliate, and the offer itself. And once I run my report, now I get to see what advertiser belongs to the offer that's generating all the stats and the affiliate that's sending stats as well. Now, one of the things I like to mention about this report is we break this down by clicks. And you set your click value by going to Company, Customize Application, Tracking. So here you can see my click metrics are set to gross clicks. And this is going to report all clicks, no matter if they're duplicate or unique, in one column. If I just want to see unique clicks on my reports as the default, I can switch that to unique clicks. Now, going back to our daily report, we can show unique clicks and gross clicks as well here. So don't feel like you need to change the way your clicks are being measured in the network just to make sure that you're viewing your reports the right way. We do provide these options, and once you run your reports, you can see how many unique clicks and gross clicks for that day or for that hour. Now again, we do have several options here. We've got all the affiliate sub-IDs that your affiliates may be using. We've got goals and goal IDs, offer URLs, creatives, payout types, countries, and browsers. So if I just click a few of these options at random, and I want to include sales, maybe cost per 1,000 impressions, and I want to look at it by hour. Once I run my report, I get all of my information broken down. I get to see my affiliate IDs, my affiliate sub-IDs if applicable, my gross clicks, my unique clicks, conversions, and again, all the metrics I chose as far as profit, cost, and revenue. Now at the bottom, you'll notice we do total. We total per page. So if I go to another page, I'm going to see a different total amount. If you want to see a sum total of your entire report, I suggest you export to CSV. This creates a nice little Excel file, which will put all of your data on one sheet and allow you to sort, filter, etc. Now within this report, we can also filter. So if I decide I only want to see statistics from a specific affiliate, affiliate manager, offer, advertiser, I can use our filter option, choose the affiliate or entity, and then I get to see stats only from that specific affiliate. Now I'm going to take a look at the affiliate report. So the affiliate report is basically the same thing as the daily report, except instead of being broken down by date or time interval, it's broken down by your affiliates. So this way you can see a quick list of all of your affiliates and what they're promoting if they are promoting your offers and have statistics. If the affiliate doesn't have any statistics for this set time period, they won't show up on this list. If you notice, we have all the same offers or all the same options as the daily report, including our data sets, our intervals, and calculations. So again, this is a pretty carbon copy of that daily report, but we're breaking it down by a different entity so that you can manage your data more quickly or the way that you would like. We have several reports that are like this. So if I go to the hourly report, this is basically your daily report broken down by hour. Again, we have all the same options, all the same filters, just breaking it down by a separate entity. The same can be said for the offers report and advertiser report. I do like the offers report, however, because it's a great way to view clicks, conversions, and impressions per offer, rather than going to your daily report, using the filter option to pick the specific offer, or searching through all of your offers to find statistics on one specific offer. Once again, I apologize for the redundancy, but all of your options are the same as the daily report. All of your filters are the same. You can choose specific affiliates, specific offers, show what types of clicks you want to view, show impressions, etc. So now we're going to take a look at the conversion report. This is probably the report that you're going to use the most, as conversions are the goal of affiliate marketing. Now notice with this report, we have a lot more options, but we've also removed some options. So some of our time intervals are removed from the daily report. We're not showing clicks. This isn't a click report, it's a conversion report. So we're only going to be reporting conversion information. If you notice, we do include the advertiser sub-IDs, affiliate sub-IDs. We have a couple options pre-selected because we want to see sale amount, transaction ID, payout, and revenue. The nice thing about this report is it's going to report IPs. So we can see our session IP, our session date time, and the date time difference. If you don't know, a session IP is the IP from click, whereas the conversion IP is the IP of the entity that fired the conversion. So the session IP will usually be that of the user, whereas the conversion IP could be that of the user if you're using pixel tracking, or it could be the server IP if the advertiser is using server postback tracking. If we go down farther, we have the ability to see specific conversion information, including status messages. So if you do have rejected conversions, you will see a status message as to why the conversion was rejected. We also have the ability to approve or reject conversions. So I can click this hyperlink and click OK, and my report switches that conversion to rejected. You can also use the select boxes and reject in bulk. Now, when you use this method, the caching comes into play. So the report will take a few moments to update, because what happens is we have to send that reject request across all of our servers. And all of our servers have to accept that request and report that the data has now been changed. Then we send the request back to your network reflecting that changed data. So sometimes it's very, very quick. Other times it can take a few moments depending on how many conversions you're rejecting. Now, if you are rejecting bulk conversions or more than, let's say, 10 conversions, I do recommend you use either the API if you're an enterprise customer. This is a great way to reject, approve, pull stats, pull conversion reports without actually having to go through the UI and the click trail of reports, conversion report, clicking the checkboxes, and clicking select rejected. You can also import via a CSV file and update your conversions. So if you wanted to mass reject 500 conversions, you can export your conversion report, remove all of the information besides the transaction ID, ad ID, and status, upload again, and update those conversions. Now that's a high level overview of updating conversions. If you do want more information on that, you can go to help.tune.com and look for the article Importing Conversions, or you can log a ticket with our support staff by emailing support@tune.com, and we can help you with that. Another great thing about the conversion report is that I can look at specific conversion information for each conversion. To do so, I'm going to use my little magnifying glass option to the far right. I open it in a new tab because I like to keep my conversion report there. And now I can see all the information behind the specific conversion without having to run different filters and fields. So you notice we've got specific information about the offer URL, what time the click occurred, the date time of the conversion, the session IP. Please accept my apologies. My test network is set up a little bit differently, so I don't record some of this information. But for most conversions and most networks, you will see this populated. We also provide affiliate information, including the affiliate that promoted the offer, the affiliate manager, and any source and sub-IDs used. And finally, the great thing about this edit conversion or conversion details function is that we can change the payout of this conversion. So if I click edit and my advertiser said, you know, you've done great, I'm going to give you $10 instead of $6, and you decide that you want to pass that along to your affiliates, you can edit existing conversions, change those amounts, and save. Once I do so, I can go back to my conversion details and notice the payout details have changed. So nice little function if you're trying to update singular payouts or conversion payouts on your offers. Another great thing about this report is that we can filter or search by transaction ID. A lot of times you receive a conversion or you receive a conversion report from your advertiser, and it includes a list of transaction IDs that you need to query and make sure that you received. So we can use this transaction ID box, paste in our transaction ID, run our report, and we get singular information about that conversion and that transaction ID. Pretty big win, as we can go back historically as long as we've got the report. So if you need to find a transaction ID from a year ago, you can do that here. You can also search on affiliate sub-IDs, should you choose. If you've got affiliates that are using static sub-IDs, and you need to find all the conversions for those sub-IDs, this is a great way to filter that and just show all those conversions. Now, if you're looking to filter by other data, we do include, again, our affiliate status, advertisers, offers, goals, etc. We will provide information for you based off of what you have in your system. So you don't have to type, you don't have to enter an ID, you can just use the drop-down box, pick the specific offer, run your report, and it will only filter by that offer. Now, if you notice here, we've got mobile data. My network is an enterprise network. So I have all the great enterprise features such as the mobile data, advanced targeting, whitelisting IPs, two-way API. Pro accounts, unfortunately, do not have some of those features. And if you're a pro account and working with mobile advertisers, our attribution analytics platform, I strongly suggest you talk to your sales representative about upgrading because these mobile parameters are so important when it comes to mobile conversions. Upgrading to enterprise is going to allow you to use the mobile parameters in your tracking links and your offer URLs so you can pass and receive information from mobile devices. We're also going to allow you to report those mobile identifiers on your conversion report. And we provide a mobile stats report, which as you can see here is great because we're going to show you your mobile carrier, device model, brand, OS version, etc. Again, unfortunately, this is only an enterprise feature. However, if you do mobile traffic, if your affiliates are promoting mobile traffic, if your advertisers are requesting you get into the mobile game and promote mobile offers, I strongly suggest having that conversation with your sales representative. Another thing I like to mention about the conversion report is the multiple currency option. If you're an enterprise customer, you have the ability to set multiple currencies on your offer, which means if your network is using United States dollars, you can then decide that your offer uses euros, yen, etc. You can only assign one currency per offer, but the conversion reports allows you to view the statistics in that offer's currency. We do use the daily exchange rates. Those are standard, and we query them once a day. If you notice now, I'm going to show my currency as United States dollars, and if I actually had statistics in a different currency, we would see different headers here showing the totals in that currency. So this is, again, a great function if you're promoting offers in different countries and the payout and revenue is set in that country's currency. This will allow you to compare the currency to your network currency, use the daily exchange rates, and show what you and your affiliates should be getting paid based on those exchange rates. The conversion report does not default to showing the offer's currency. It does default to showing the network currency. So that's why I suggest if you are using offers with multiple currencies to include that currency option. And finally, as I mentioned earlier, the conversion upload and conversion export tools. We have nice tools here where you can take an Excel spreadsheet or a text file, upload them, and update your conversions, create new conversions, etc. We do provide messaging as far as what is going on with that upload, whether or not it processed, failed, the date it was created, and modified. Again, if you want to learn more about the conversion upload, I definitely suggest going to help.tune.com, look for the article Import Conversions, or contact our support team at support@tune.com. Now, if I export to CSV, it's automatically going to export the report and all the filters that I currently have selected into a CSV file. Once I open this file, I'll be able to see all my conversion data, including headers, offer, affiliate ID. Again, everything that I selected before I ran my report is included in the CSV export. It's important to note that not all employees have access to export to CSV. In order to make sure that your employees can export their reports, you would want to go into their employee profile and make sure that they have the stats export permission. Now, even though this says stats export, it does include imports. So any employee that does not have the stats export permission cannot import data, files, or export data or files. So next we are going to take a look at the server log report. Now the server log report is the first version of the event tracer report. The event tracer is a much more robust tool that allows you to view click logs, search click logs, view postbacks sent to your affiliates, view all actions coming into your network. The server log is a little bit more limited when it comes to the data that we're presenting. As you see here, we're only showing you the offer, affiliate, date, and we provide limited filter options. We also, unfortunately, don't present entire error messaging within this report. That was one of the main reasons why we went to the event tracer or the version 2 of the server log reports, as now that has more robust messaging. For me, as an employee of Tomb for the last 4 years, I use this report for a couple reasons. One is it's much quicker for me to go to reports and server logs, and I'm versed enough with these messages to know what they mean. For our customers, I always recommend going to the event tracer because it's just going to provide a lot more information, a lot more filters, and a lot more fields. If you do need to look at quick rejection types, however, you can go to your server log report and see a few quick messages regarding which offer, what type of action, and what affiliate. So for example, this is telling me that my offer is set up with a certain pixel tracking method, and the pixel that was fired does not match that. So now we're going to take a look at the event tracer, because the event tracer is really, again, the best report for troubleshooting. Because I'm in my test network, there is a little bug with it logging me out, but once I log back in, we should be fine. So if you notice here, we've got our server logs. Again, server logs, server logs. So the event tracer is that version 2. It is going to present more robust data and give you more full error messaging. Now, if you look, there's a lot more errors on this event tracer than there were in this server log report. It's because we're actually capturing every single event that occurs. It's going to give me very generic information to start. However, I can adjust the time frame I want to look at. I can include other information, such as the offer IP. I can filter should I choose to, and I can search. Now, this is the server log version. So it's giving me all the information I requested. It's giving me the request URL behind the error message. It's giving me the IP that fired the conversion or this specific entity. And it's giving me the affiliate when it can find it. Notice on the far right, we've got our action column, which is telling me what this belongs to. So was it a click or a conversion? In this case, it's a conversion. If I go to my postback logs, this is another absolutely amazing feature in our event tracer. we now allow you to see all the postbacks and the status of those postbacks sent to your third parties. So whereas before in the event trace or the server log report, we would only provide limited messaging and truncated messaging. Now we're providing the full response code. We're providing the full third-party postback that we fire, including the transaction ID, so we can query that against our conversion report and see what conversion this belongs to. Notice now that I've changed to my postback logs, my fields change, so I can include more data to tell me about this postback request. I can also filter by specific affiliates or offers, or any option you see here. So if you have one affiliate complaining that they aren't receiving postbacks, this is a great tool to go in, use your affiliate filter, and make sure that you're only looking at information for that specific affiliate. Again, great troubleshooting tool for when you're working with third parties and they're reporting that they're not receiving conversions from your network. And finally, we've got the event log. And this is actually a great tool to use for clicks and a click report. So I can decide what fields I want to include, including is the click unique, the click URL, etc. I can also filter to just show me clicks and then run my report. Now again, I don't have clicks flowing through my network as you would, but this is a great tool where I can filter by a specific offer a specific affiliate and find all clicks for just that offer and affiliate. Now before, our click logs looked like this. So we had a generic date, and then if you had a large series of clicks, you would see reports for every hour, basically. Now mine's broken up because there's a large period of time where I didn't have clicks. But if I click on this, it presents me a CSV file with all the click data, not broken down, not filtered, only for that specific, or for all offers and for that specific time frame. So it would just give me the 7 o'clock hour. Whereas with my event tracer, I get to see all the clicks for the entire day, not by the specific hour. I can expand that multiple days. I can search on specific information. It's a great tool, especially when you're trying to resolve click discrepancies, when you're working with advertisers that aren't reporting the same amount of clicks as you, affiliates, etc. So now we're going to take a look at troubleshooting and best practices with troubleshooting. Many times, conversions and clicks are not going to line up between third-party systems. And what I mean by that is your advertiser system, your has offers network, and your affiliate third-party system. In order to combat that, we've come up with some best practices and how-tos, and we also want to show you how our reports work, just in case they work a little bit differently than your affiliates or advertisers. So whenever we're talking discrepancies, and again, whether that be click or conversion, the first thing we want to do is check the time zone in your report versus your network time zone and the time zone your partner is using. So this goes back to the beginning of our presentation when I was talking about changing the time zone in your individual user reports and how that doesn't change the network time zone, but can offset statistics. So if I run my network in Pacific time and I change my time zone to Eastern time, Pacific time is 3 hours behind. So stats could fall into the next day on my report when they really still belong in today's report on Pacific time. I hope that makes sense. So if I had 50 clicks come in at 11 p.m. Pacific time and I run my report in Eastern time, those 50 clicks will be offset to 2 a.m. Eastern time. So again, reporting a different amount of clicks for a different date, which could lead to discrepancies. And we also want to make sure that we're running your report using the same time zone as your advertiser or affiliate, whoever's having the discrepancy. The same theory applies. If they're running their reports in Eastern time and you're running your reports in Pacific, they may see statistics for the next day that you're seeing for the previous day. We also want to check the click tracking settings, or just make sure that you're in your daily report or your other statistic reports, you're including the gross clicks and unique clicks. Most third-party systems will measure in unique clicks and only count the first click for that user as a click. Duplicate clicks will be counted as duplicate and not shown in their reports. With Has Offers, we provide you the ability to show by default gross clicks. So it's always a good idea to include that unique click metric and see if your click numbers align better with your partner. We also want to check the geo-targeting set on the offer. This happens a lot where the advertiser will have targeting set on the offer and the Has Offers ad network will not. So if my ad network is not targeting my offer, but the advertiser is and is targeting to the United States, but I generate a click from Canada, the Has Offers network is going to record that click because there's no geo-targeting set on the offer, but the click won't actually make it to the advertiser landing page because the advertiser is geo-targeting and will reject that click. So Has Offers will report clicks, whereas your advertiser won't. So it's always good to be on the same page with your advertiser and your affiliates to make sure that the targeting is consistent throughout all the systems, and that if your advertiser is using device targeting or geo-targeting, that you make sure you are and your affiliates are. Now this kind of goes into that next option where we verify the clicks are reaching the offer landing page correctly. So the way I do this is I take my test tracking link for the offer and I make sure that it's going to the offer landing page. So I can go to my offer, select let's go to my test tracking link, as I mentioned. So even though it gave me an error, it's an Amazon error, and it's saying that this page doesn't exist anymore. My click made it through to the actual landing page, so I know that I'm okay. If it didn't, I would then go to my landing pages section and my default URL, and I would take that URL and make sure that I can access it with the URL itself. Now notice I received the same error, so that tells me that everything is working correctly and that my tracking link is making it to the actual landing page. Again, just a good idea to be doing this before you set your offer live anyway, but if you're having discrepancies or if you're having issues with your offers, then that may be a reason, is that your clicks are not reaching the offer landing page. And then finally, we want to check your event tracer and server log reports for rejected clicks and conversions. So again, that's why I spent a little bit of time on that event tracer report and wanted to show you how you can see your individual clicks, how you can filter by specific offers for those clicks and conversions, and see the reject messages behind them. If you need to provide data to your advertiser partner, you can export your click logs, and you can do so via that event tracer report, again, by choosing clicks and then using the export option. Now, I recommend being the data holder. I feel it's better as the ad network to receive the data from the advertiser and receive the data from the publisher and compare that on my own versus giving my data to the advertiser or my data to the publisher. It puts the responsibility of resolving the discrepancy in your hands, but also ensures that you're looking at correct data and you're not providing any entity anything that you wouldn't want to. So for example, if I provide my advertiser a click log that includes my affiliate name and affiliate sub IDs or IDs, that advertiser could then go to my affiliate directly and cut me out of the chain and work directly with them. Or on the other hand, if I do that with my publisher can take that information, go to my advertiser directly, and cut me out and work directly with my advertiser to promote offers. So I always like to be the data holder. I request that advertisers and affiliates, publishers, send me their reports so that I can view them and try to resolve the discrepancy on my side. We also, when it comes to conversion discrepancies, we want to make sure that the conversion URLs are placed correctly. And what that means is that if you're using a pixel-based tracking method, that your advertiser is placing that pixel within the body tags of the thank you page, or that they're placing it piggybacked onto their conversion pixel so that it fires when they receive conversions. If you're using server postback tracking, you're going to want to make sure that the macros line up and that the advertiser is firing that postback URL from their server. It's very difficult within a troubleshooting class to go over all the intricate setups of conversion URLs. So this is a very high level overview of ways that you can ensure that these are placed correctly. So with pixel-based tracking, we also want to make sure that the advertiser is firing conversions immediately versus scrubbing them or delaying the fire. If an advertiser delays a pixel, not postback, but pixel from firing, then has offers will not record the conversion because pixels can't be fired on a delay. It requires matching up with the cookie that's stored in the user browser that initiated the click. And by firing on delay, we lose that browser and browser information. Now with postback offers, the advertiser can fire it whenever they'd like. It's not a problem to have a delay. So if your advertiser does scrub or does use a delayed firing mechanism, I definitely suggest using postback tracking with them. We also want to make sure that the conversion URL matches the thank you page security. So again, this is more pixel-based. If you're using pixel tracking and the thank you page is HTTPS or secure, you want to make sure that you're using HTTPS tracking. HTTP pixels cannot fire from HTTPS thank you pages, and you will not log conversions. Now, server postbacks don't have to be secure because they're being fired from an advertiser server, and therefore there's no security validation that takes place. So you wouldn't have to make your postback URL secure, but you do want to make sure that if the thank you page is secure for the advertiser site, that your pixel is secure as well. So we're going to talk about a few common error messages that we get. And these will normally be on either your conversion report, your server log report, or your event tracer report. All other reports don't actually give error messages. They just report approved, accepted data. So one of the most common ones we get is wrong tracking protocol. Now this can occur when you're working with your advertiser to figure out how best to set up the offer, and you're trying different protocol types. And by protocol, I mean image pixel, iframe pixel, server postback, or secure postback, or secure pixel tracking. If your advertiser fires a postback URL for a pixel-based offer, or vice versa, fires a pixel for a postback-based offer, or fires an iframe for an image, and vice versa, you will get this message. So to put it simply, If your offer is set up as one protocol and your advertiser fires a conversion URL that is a different protocol, then you will get this reject message. So it's always good to make sure that you're on the same page with your advertiser, that if you change the protocol of your offer, you provide the advertiser with the new conversion pixel that's generated. This will ensure that this error doesn't occur and ensures that you and your advertiser are on the same page and have the offer set up identically. So again, protocols are the type of offer that you're creating. So iframe, image, server postback with transaction ID, server postback with affiliate ID. Duplicate recorded with transaction ID. By default, our ad servers reject any conversion that we consider duplicate, and we use the transaction ID as our measurement tool for that duplication. Each click is assigned a transaction ID, and that ID is based off of your transaction ID settings. Now, most times that's set up based off of the offer ID, the IP of the user, and the date. So if the same user clicks on the same tracking link for the same offer on the same date, they'll receive the same transaction ID. If that user tries to convert more than once, and the advertiser fires a conversion URL with that same transaction ID, we will reject it as duplicate. You can choose to allow multiple conversions or remove this deduplication on the offer level. And what you would do is you would go to your offers or your specific offer that you wish to allow multiple conversions. And you would go into the tracking settings section. Once there, you will see the option for multiple conversions. You can set this to enabled. And now when a duplicate transaction ID comes in as a conversion for this specific offer, it will be allowed. This is only recommended really for cost per sale offers because you would want to record every sale and allow that user to make multiple purchases, sign up, registration, offers that involve that type of action. You would want to leave multiple conversions disabled because you only want to record the first sign up or first registration for that user. Another great tool that some of our enterprise customers have is offer whitelisting. And what this is it allows you to only receive conversions from certain IPs. So this is great when it comes to working with advertisers and server postback to prevent against fraud. Again, you would go into your tracking settings section of your offer, as this is an offer by offer setting. You would enable the offer whitelist, and then request a list of IPs from your advertiser that you want to allow conversions from. Once you get those, you can click Add and add them as an individual address, subnet, or range. Once you add the IPs to your whitelist, if a conversion is fired from an IP that is not on that whitelist, it will be rejected and you will see the error server IP not whitelisted. Again, this is a great way to prevent against fraud for our enterprise customers and allows them to work with their advertisers to determine which IPs to allow. Another pretty common error is invalid transaction ID. This error occurs mostly with postback tracking and is an indication that the advertiser either is not firing the correct transaction ID, is not capturing the transaction ID on click, or the macros aren't aligned in your postback versus offer URL. Now with postback tracking, you add your transaction ID to your offer URL corresponding to an advertiser macro. Then with your server postback, you mirror that value so that your advertiser knows that they grab the transaction ID on click and post it back upon conversion. If they grab the wrong transaction ID or send a value that is not the transaction ID or a blank value, you will get the error message invalid transaction ID. At that time, it's best to work with your advertiser to ensure that the macros you're using for the transaction ID value match up and that they're able to grab that from the landing page upon click. Now, the last two errors, pretty self-explanatory. Geo-targeting does not match location. This is a click error. So if you have your offer geo-targeted again to the United States and clicks are coming from Canada, you will see this error on your server log and event tracer reports. It's letting you know that affiliates are promoting the offer in a geolocation that doesn't match what you're targeting. So at that point, you would want to talk to your affiliates, make sure they're promoting the offer in the correct location, and ensure they're targeting it themselves as well. This way we can avoid the click discrepancies we talked about earlier, and we can avoid errors where users aren't making it to the landing page and you're losing sales. When it comes to offers or affiliates not found, this is a propagation error. So with has offers, we have servers all across the globe, and we do this so that way we can roll over traffic or information should one server fail. With this redundancy, we're able to roll over again and again and again and again, and this way we make sure tracking never goes down. In the 4 years that I've been here, each time tracking goes down, it has been either on the side of Amazon, a massive internet outage, or other entities' issues. With our redundancy, we've ensured that we capture all events, that every click is tracked, every conversion is tracked. The problem with that is it can take some time for offers and affiliates to propagate once you create them or make changes. So if you create an offer or if you create an affiliate, if you make changes to an offer, you always want to wait about 15 to 20 minutes for those changes to take effect. If you try to test the offer before that time, you're probably going to receive an error message like this one where it says offer ID not found, global redirection URL. All that means is it hasn't propagated yet, and you just need to give it a little bit more time, and you can test the offer once it does. So to recap, if you're not seeing conversions, we want to make sure the conversion URL is placed correctly. And for pixel offers, this should be either within the body tags of the thank you page or within the advertiser third-party system. Postback offers, the postback is always provided to the advertiser to fire from their servers. We want to make sure that the advertiser recorded conversions in their system. If they didn't record conversions, then that means your pixel or postback is not going to fire to record conversions in your house offer system. So we always talk to the advertiser, make sure that they received conversions as well. We want to make sure that the advertiser fired the conversion to you and is not delaying. So again, with those pixel-based offers, we can't have a delay on conversion. We want to make sure that the advertiser is actually firing the conversions to you. We want to check our server logs and our event tracers for errors, whether those be clicks, conversions, geo-targeting, etc. If you're not seeing clicks, we want to make sure that your affiliate is approved for the offer. We want to make sure that the user falls within the geo-targeting requirements. And if you're using offer caps, you want to make sure that the cap on the offer has not been surpassed. If the cap on the offer has been exceeded, clicks will be redirected and conversions will be rejected. Finally, we want to make sure we've waited a sufficient amount of time after creating our offer and approving our affiliates. So our team is always here to assist you, and thank you very much, by the way, for participating in my presentation and for going over the reports and troubleshooting with me. I hope that this helped you, and I hope that you received some good information from it. If you do have onboarding questions, you can contact your sales representative directly. They would be more than happy to assist you with that. If you have technical support issues, You can contact our support team by email at support@tune.com. Or if you're an enterprise customer, you can always call in at 206-508-1318. Enterprise customers can also use email and live chat within your application. I always recommend going to help.tune.com as we provide great how-to articles, great descriptive articles, and a great search function where you can look up the specific information that you want. And finally, we have our Tune Academy, academy.tune.com, where you can go and become a registered power user of the HasOffer system, a qualified user, and go through different models in order to increase your proficiency with the HasOffer system. Again, thank you very much for joining me today of part 2 in our 3-part series of the HasOffer's basics. Tomorrow, we will be going over link building and conversion URLs, and each class repeats every week. So if you missed yesterday's tracking basics and creating your first offer, we do offer that class every Tuesday. If you would like to take our reports training once again, we offer that class every Wednesday, and our link building class is on Thursday. Again, thank you very much, and have a great day.